Good day, everyone. My name is Michelle D. Clark, and I'm your favorite small town girl with big time dreams who God has definitely shown his grace and his mercy, and he has saved me from some life threatening things. Welcome you all to Tuesday Talks with Miss Clark, LMSW, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yes, that's the name of the whole show. Why? So you know when to show up and where to show up. Where are we going to show up? Of course, where you're watching it right now: YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. And of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and click the little bell so that way you will be in the know when we drop new content. So, welcome to all of you all who are our first time supporters. And of course, welcome back to those of you who have been here before. So, alrighty, let's go ahead and get started with some of our household, we don't call them rules, we call them customs. Before we get started with that, okay, you all, I'll wait till we get through our customs. I'm just so ready to get into some of the talk. So let's get through some of the customs, and then we can go ahead and get into the conversation, the talks with me, right? All right. So I see some eyeballs popping on. So welcome to the show. If you are a repeat supporter, welcome back. And if you would like to have a proper shout out, then just make sure that you put your name and where you're watching from. And I don't mean YouTube, LinkedIn, or Facebook. I mean like your city, your state, your region, your continent, your country, wherever. Put that in the chat so that way I can, of course, give you the proper shout out. All right. And in addition to that, you all know that we take our station identification break for our hydration. So if you do not have your water, now is a great time to go and get some water so you can be hydrated. Or some people do great Gatorade or something like that with electrolytes. That's fine too. But get something for your hydration and no, I don't even know if I should say this or not, but no, alcohol is not a way to be hydrated. Let's get that right. No, beverages that have bubbly in it, like carbonated, that is not a way to get hydrated. So get some real stuff for hydration, you guys, which I know I didn't have to say that to you all, right? All right, so make sure that you have your beverage on hand. Of course, you know I have my water handy dandy right here. And of course, let me put my hand on the label because again, they're not endorsing me, they're not paying for this endorsement. So, all right, so we take our break for station identification. So this is a chance where now, if you already have your water ready and on deck, then this is the time for you again to subscribe, like this post, whatever, share this post. Make sure that this is not the best kept secret. If you're watching it, guess what? Chances are somebody you know, like, and love or care about wants to see this too. And they would like to be able to have some talks with me so that we can do some mindsetting. And also now what we're going to be flipping into, because we just finished up our segment of our Great at 8 Mindset Matters. So for those of you all who are like, wait, what, Michelle? You know, I have been like in Alaska with a rotary phone in the cave, and I was not able to see the show for the past 2 weeks. That is okay. Guess what? Hashtag replay is for real. So all you have to do is just go back into whatever place you like to watch it, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn. Go into one of those and hashtag replay and watch the replay. We talked about some awesome things, and I want to do a real quick recap because you all, we only have 30 minutes, right? So for our Great at 8 Mindset Matters, those were 20-minute segments. So that's like the bite size, perfect size when we're traveling to and fro, taking the kids to school, maybe drive time university in our car going to work, or maybe we're getting ready for the morning, or maybe we're doing our quick 20-minute fast paced workout, whatever the case may be, or taking a brisk walk. Guess what? 20 minutes done, right? Maybe sometimes it was like 24 minutes just when I was doing my announcements at the end. But other than that, you all, 20 minutes, Great at 8, Mindset Matters. So if you want to learn how to live inspired free and, got to put my water down for this one, and transform, then make sure you check those out because those are bite-sized ways we broke down how the mind works. So I'm going to stop here before we get too far into the show and take our break for station identification for our hydration. All right, everybody, locked and loaded, ready to go. 1, 2, 3, go sip. Oh, so refreshing, you all. So refreshing. Okay. And if you don't know, I like my water room temp. They say that's the best. Okay. So now for our Great at 8, we said we're going to wrap it up in a nice, neat bow today on our Tuesday Talks with Miss Clark, LMSW, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yes, that's the name of the whole show. So guess what? We're going to still have our rapid fire AMA segment. For those of you who may not know what AMA is, it is not American Music Awards. It is not against medical advice. It is Ask Miss Clark Anything. So if there's any questions that you all had when you were watching the Great at 8 Mindset Matters, we were talking about breaking down the brain and how it works, how our minds work, so we can get it to work for us instead of against us. If you had some burning questions like, I really wanted to ask this, but you didn't have the AMA segment in the Great at 8, You had to wait till Tuesday Talks with Miss Clark's LMSW, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's okay. You're right here, right now. So make sure you can go ahead and start loading those questions in the chat. Oh, you know what? Oh, sorry. I've been running my mouth and I did not say, hey, what's going on? Mr. Bobby Jackson is in the house, you all. Welcome, Mr. Jackson. And he is strong arming the chat. So that's when he put up the little strong arm, you all. So yes, he's strong arming the chat. So welcome to the show. I see some more eyeballs on. So please make sure that if you would like to have a proper shout out, that you go ahead and put your name and where you're watching on the chat, or in the chat, I should say. So put it in there. And when I say where you're watching it from, I'm not talking about LinkedIn, Facebook, or YouTube. I'm talking about your city, state, country, region, continent, wherever, right? Put that in the chat so I can give you that proper shout out. All right, you all. So let's do a quick recap. And I will try not to talk too fast, but I really do want to wrap this up in a nice, neat bow. And again, you can get the short of the short, or the short of the long, I guess you can say, at our hashtag replay and check it out. So then that way you can really get the in-depth, because each time I added a little bit more, nuggets. So that way you can walk away and say, you know what, Michelle, I am transformed. I am ready to meet the world and manifest my dreams because I have my mind set. All right. So this is what we talked about, y'all. We talked about how we have an event, and based on that event, we have self-talk. So we put it in categories. So when you see me doing like this, it's because we put them in columns. So event, then there's self-talk, positive or negative about the event. And then it's not the event that's positive or negative. It's our self-talk about it. Because just like William Shakespeare said, nothing is neither good or bad. It is thinking that makes it so. So it is our thinking that makes it so. So we think positively or negatively on the event, which then produces our feelings, our emotions, right? So our self-talk then produces our emotions, and our emotions then produces the motion, which is our actions, our behaviors, our reactions, our responses, whatever you want to call the outcome. Right. So we talked about how generally when we have a negative thought or positive thought about the event, we have a corresponding direct relationship, negative or positive emotions, negative or positive outcome. But we are not slaves to our nets. Michelle, what the heck are gnats? Gnats are negative automatic thoughts. And of course, if you were watching the Graded 8 Mindset Matters, hashtag replay is for real, then you would know that. So gnats, negative automatic thoughts. Negative automatic thoughts. So those are thoughts that pop in our minds out of nowhere. We didn't ask for it. We didn't invite it. And it's just like, hey, I'm going to intrude. I'm going to invade your mind. And I'm going to say something negative. So then that way you can stop what you're doing and then stop progressing. And you can just go back into your little cubby hole and just settle for mediocrity at best. Gnats. Negative automatic thoughts. So the way that we can manage those negative automatic thoughts, we can't stop them from happening, but we can surely choose how long we sit in them. So we can replace them with a thought replacement, an affirmation, something that's more positive, something that's going to help us incrementally move towards our desired outcome that we want, desired emotions that we want to experience, desired. So, okay. So we did bring this to light already, and let's just go ahead and use that example. Let's just say that muffin top happened, you gained some weight, put on the pants, muffin top, look down, oh my God, this is horrible, I'm not going to be able to do this, and why did I have to gain the weight, and I should have stopped eating that, and then here comes the negative automatic thoughts, just pop like popcorn. So you go, stop, hold, pause, I recognize what this is, these are negative automatic thoughts, ding. If I had like the little characters, and if this was like edited, I'd be like ding, and then a little light bulb pop up, and I'd be like da da da. Those are negative automatic thoughts. Let's get our negative automatic thoughts busters in here, so we can bust those negative automatic thoughts. And then in come the with the cape, right, and the S on the chest, or actually it would be like TR, thought replacements, right? TR on the chest, and it would be like Mr. Thought Replacement or Miss Thought Replacement to the rescue. And then she would come in and she would swoop and she would be like, oh, you're beautiful, and it doesn't matter, you can lose the weight, you've done it before, you can do it again, and if you never did it before, we believe in you and you can do it. And it would just come in with all these positivity, and then we'd be like, yes, I can do it, I feel so much better, and I'd be so much happier. And guess what? Emotions create motion. When we feel good, we generally do good. In order to feel good, we have to think good about whatever is going on around us. So whatever is going on around us is only 10%. This is a nugget, y'all. I didn't talk about this before. Whatever's going on around us is only 10%. 90% is how we think about it, and then how we feel about it, and then how we respond about it. And all that comes from, again, our thoughts. So if we have stinking thinking, then guess what's going to happen? We're going to have stinking emotions, and we're going to have stinking outcomes. And we're going to wonder why our life is stinking. The beautiful thing, you all, is that we're not a slave to our gnats. So we're not a slave to our stinking thinking. We can turn it around. We can do the hokey pokey and turn ourselves around. That's what it's all about with our thought replacements. Incrementally, not big. Now, it's okay to think big. You know how we always talk about, oh, think big, dream big, da 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 big. That's fine. But in the middle of those big thoughts, we have to have small little, what do you call those? Like objectives in order to reach the go out and live. If we have a bunch of goals, go out and live successfully. So in order to go out and live successfully, big, we have to bring it in and have the incremental progress. Okay, so yes, that's how we become unstuck, unslaved to our gnats, or as Fuchina called it, our ants, automatic negative thoughts. Either one, ants, gnats, who likes them? Not me. So, all right. Oh, so that was kind of the catch up. Now, of course, there was a bunch of other concepts within there. We also talked about how we can implement in the pause. So there was a pause, y'all. We implement the pause when we're looking to, not trying to, when we're looking to and starting to replace the thought with something positive. Take that pause. Sometimes we just have to get up and move. Because again, even though emotions create motion, guess what? Motions create emotion. We can reverse engineer it. So when we get up and we get out and we do something, get those endorphins pumping, right? Endorphins are our happy hormones. So when we start moving and getting movement in there, then guess what? We start releasing those happy hormones. We release the happy hormones. We start to feel happier. And again, when we feel better, we do better. We feel better. We do better. We believe better. We think better. And it's just like this wonderful cycle. Of course, those negative automatic thoughts are trying to put a hiccup in our hookup. And it will happen. And that's okay. That's okay. We just need to recognize when it's happening and stop the downward spiral. All right. So we are 12 minutes in. I'm going to take another breakfast station identification for my hydration. I don't know about you all, but whoo, that was a lot of talking to get the catch up to the caught up and also add some nuggets along the way. Because I don't want to just do a recap. What would that be? It would be like, okay, Michelle, I really could have just hashtag replay. I didn't need this recap. But on shows, hold on, let me take this tip now. Hold on. When you're watching TV shows, don't you like it though? Sometimes when they do the little recap, especially if you've been away from it for a while, or if there's been a lot of information that's been thrown your way, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh right, I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot about that. So that's what I like to do, little recaps. So that way you can have the right. I remember that now. Instead of forget it. Now see, if you were watching, you would know what that reference to. So here's the deal, you all. Now's the time where if you want to start putting your questions over in the chat for our AMA, rapid fire AMA, you can ask Ms. Clark anything. Now would be the time. I see some eyeballs. I see some more eyeballs coming in. So welcome to the show. Welcome to Tuesday Talks with Ms. Clark, LMSW, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yes, that's the name of the whole show, as you can see right down here. It's the name of the whole show. So then now you know when to show up, right? Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. And of course, if you're on YouTube, then go ahead and subscribe and click the little bell. So then that way you'll be in the know when we drop new content. And if you would like to have a proper shout out, then make sure to put your name and where you're watching from, meaning your city, state, region, your hood, your neighborhood, your community, your continent, wherever you're watching from. Make sure to put that in the chat so I can give you a proper shout out if you so want to. It is not mandatory, but I do like to know who's watching. So, all right. So, all right, you all. I was going to tell you guys at the top of the hour. Remember, I said I was going to stop so I could take about 4 minutes in. I said I'm going to stop and take a break for station identification for my hydration so then I can get going with the show. Well, what I wanted to tell you all is I had the opportunity. So I had the opportunity. I was going to preface it, but I'll just go into it. I had the opportunity, you all. I ran in here to do the show from next door. Nearby, a young lady, a dear friend of mine, she did an absolute amazing job renovating a home. And it looks absolutely spectacular. One of her friends has a show that airs here and also down in Atlanta. So when they do the taping, then it's going to show in both of those places, it's going to air in both of those places. Now, fun fact, you all, I was actually invited to be on the set because they actually are turning that, her renovation into a set because they're going to go through from the rooter to tutor what she did, and how she did it because she is a real estate investor. And so I was invited to be on there. One, to be a part of that because I saw the process from beginning to end. I actually saw before she even bought the home. I knew the owners, the previous owners, who unfortunately were part of a severe fire that was the demise of them owning the home, and they ended up leaving it and allowing someone else to purchase it. And that's how me and the young lady became friends. So the short and long of that is, then they wanted to segue that into Lift Nation and what we do here with Tuesday Talks with Ms. Clark, LMSW, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as well as our Lift Nation Freedom at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? Where we, for professional women, where we have a community of professional women, we get together. But I had to turn it down because, of course, I had to be here with you all. But I did get a chance to go over there, show some support while they were setting up. And we just had a fabulous, just girl talk, took some pictures, got a chance to rave about the progress that she's made. So Latina Ruggiero, congratulations to you on doing an absolute phenomenal jobs on all of your, which I guess they call it flips in real estate lingo. Now, eons ago, I actually was a realtor. I actually was a realtor on my own house. I got paid to buy my own house, but don't ask me. I don't do that anymore. So please don't flood my info at MicheleDClark with that. You can flood it with AMA with asking me questions, right? But I brought that up. I brought that up to say, not just to brag on Latina, but the phenomenal job that she's done, but also to talk about how, yes, women, we can and we do. We are able to get along and pool our resources and lift each other up, root each other on, really want each other to win, and not just root each other on, but also pitching in and lifting each other up to make sure that we are lifted, living inspired, free, and transformed. The ladies that were over there, fabulous ladies. The young lady who has the show, she also owns other businesses. Another young lady who is being spotlighted as well. She owns several businesses. So all I have to say is that we become the average of the 5 people with whom we associate. So let's check out our associations. And if you're saying to yourself, you know what, Michelle, I would really like to associate with some phenomenal women who are rooting for me to win, a sisterhood, an authentic sisterhood, then I'm going to take a quick break right here before we go into our rapid fire if anybody has any questions. And I want to talk about Lift Nation, Freedom at 1 this Saturday. This Saturday, we're going to be meeting in the Zoom room. So in the Zoom room, we'll get a chance to break bread, network, because you know what I say, you're either networking or not working. So you get a chance to network. We're also going to talk about, we're going to do a mini mindset training, and we're going to talk about how Lift Nation is going to go to work for you, the professional woman, to enhance, to lift you professionally, but also personally. I don't know about you all. Oh, before I go into my next segue, how? Okay, I know somebody's like, okay, Michelle, how can I be a part of this? All you have to do is FREE, free, register. It's free to attend. bit.ly, that's LY. So bit.ly/Lift Nation Freedom at 1. Register. It'll give you the Zoom link. So yes, we're going to be in the Zoom room. And I would love for you to have your cams on. So that way I can see your winning smile. And we can break bread. So I'm not just looking at a blank black screen with your name or with your brand photo. Right? So I want to be able to interact because this is interactive. So all you have to do is go to bit.ly/Lift Nation Freedom at 1 and register. And the link is live now. You can register right now. Well, listen, if you're watching this on your computer or on an iPad or a tablet or whatever, go ahead and do that. And then on your phone, you can go ahead and go to the bit.ly, right? But you might want to wait till the end of the show. But make sure you do. Make sure you do it. You register so then that way you are in the room. You're not wondering what happened. You're a part of what happened. All right. So that is for Lift Nation. So if you're looking for a community of positive professional women, movers and shakers, people who are positive, women who are positive. So I'm sorry, guys. No men allowed. Only women. Only professional women. So that is where you can go to have that type of sisterhood. And we have a community that we are kicking off in March for Women's Month. So you definitely want to make sure that you're in the house this Saturday to find out what is that? What is the kickoff, Michelle? I want to know what it is. Guess what? You're going to have to come this Saturday, the 11th, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to our Lift Nation Freedom at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, you all. So let's go into. So I want to talk about why we had the graded 8, Mindset Matters, and where we're swinging into next. So we had that. So that way we could prep and prime everyone to be similarly on the same page, if you will. And I know that some people, this might have been a refresher, especially those of us who are clinicians, therapists who may be trained in cognitive behavioral therapy or rational behavioral therapy, whatever. So that may be been a refresher. But for lay people or people who may have not been introduced to this, I want to get you caught up to speed to learn about what this is, how we can manage our mindsets, have that framework. So now we can be aware. And thank you. Shout out to Arlene Bailey, who is a absolute phenomenal photographer. And she sent me a message. She sent me a message. She DM'd me and was just basically giving some shout outs to the show and how we were able to break down how the mind works and how our thought process work and how we can have it to work for us instead of against us. So many of us, unfortunately, fall prey to the negative automatic thoughts, fall prey to thinking that we are a product of our circumstances instead of realizing that we can create our own circumstances through our minds, how we believe, how we think, our belief systems. BS isn't just BS. BS is belief systems. It's what we believe. It's our filing cabinet system. We talked about that. Our filing cabinet system, a compilation of thoughts grouped together, make up our schemas. SCHEMAS, our schemas. And based on our schemas, we will allow things in or we reject things. So if you're wondering why your life may not be where you want it to be, Earl Nightingale talked about it on The Strangest Secret. By the way, y'all, that's another good drive time, another good listening to while you're getting ready for work or working out or whatever you're doing. It's about 31 minutes and some odd seconds. But he talked about how if our life isn't what we want it to be, if the circumstances aren't what we want it to be, then make it so. And he talked about how we're not a slave to our thoughts, our negative automatic thoughts, that is, but it's our thoughts in general that gets us to where we are. So he talked about how if you're not where you want to be, then guess what? You actually are where you want to be secretly, because your thoughts, when you look around at your circumstance, if you look around at your life, your past year, you're there not just because of COVID. You're not just there because listen, there's a lot of folks who blew up in COVID. A lot of people. And I'm talking about from scratch. I'm not talking about already rich and already wealthy, already well endowed. No, I'm talking about from zero to hero. Here, this is where it happened. The make or breaking point was here in our minds. And everybody is where they are because that's exactly where they want to be, whether they're willing to admit it or not. Only the successful admit it. I ain't say that. Earl Nightingale said it, but it's true. It holds true. So if we're not where we want to be, take an inventory of this and what needs to change. What in our mindset needs to change so we can manifest our dreams in reality and create the experiences of freedom the way we want to experience it. The way we want to experience it, because freedom is different for everybody. Everybody has a different definition, a different concept, a different construct, a different image of what freedom is. And it doesn't have anything to do with this. That helps. But it starts with this, because this begets that, not the other way around. So we built the Great at 8 Mindset Matters to talk about that so we can open up our concept of how we envision our lives, how we can capture that freedom no matter where we are, so we can live inspired no matter what's going on around us. We can be that eye in the middle of the storm and have that peace. Have that peace despite what's happening around us. There are times, you all, where it's like chaos around me in different environments. And yet, I'm still able to find the calm. I'm still able to not just find the calm. Y'all ready? To be the calm. That's when we know that we are, I was going to say that we've arrived. We've arrived to a certain point. Because to arrive, the final destination is the graveyard. Whenever we feel like we've arrived, we've only arrived to this point, because then there's more ways to go, unless we're just putting a fork in and saying we're done. So I want to stop and thank you so much. Thanks, Terry, for that comment. Yes, it's a good reminder to realize that, yes, whatever circumstance we have, if we don't like it, change it. Change it. I will hold off on, I was going to say who I was having this conversation with, but I'll hold off because I know that at some point in time, this person is going to reveal this comment. But I was talking to somebody, and basically we were talking about how, if things aren't where you want them to be, you can change them. You're not a tree. And then I put in there, listen, even trees sometimes change their zip codes. Haven't you all seen where they uproot the little tree and they move it to somewhere else? So even trees can be uprooted and moved. So unless you are I can't even say statue, because listen, the only constant in life is change, period, point blank. So if you don't like where you are, if you don't like what you're thinking, if you don't like who you are, if you don't like who's around you, change it. And change is also an acronym, you all. Change. Choose happiness and never give excuses. I know somebody like, okay, Michelle, are you on your soapbox? Let me tell you something. When I talk like this, one, it's because of passion. But what I also not but, and what I also want to impart upon you all is that when I'm talking to you, I'm also talking to me. Just because I sit on this side of the screen, or when I'm talking to clients when we're meeting in person, when I'm sitting on this side of the desk, or this side of the couch, or this side of the whatever, I'm not immune to negative automatic thoughts. I'm not immune. They hit me too. But I know some people are like, Michelle, how is it that every time I see you, you like transform, you're like this ball of positivity? It's a choice. It's not chance. Jim Rohn says the same wind blows on us all. So whatever we're going through in life, we get to choose happiness and not give excuses. That's it. Hey, what's going on? Kenosha Harris coming in from Indiana. She says, the stinking thinking gets you sometimes. Yes, that stinking thinking can get you. That's the design. That's the adversary's design to keep us from, listen. She says she loves all my faces. Thanks so much. The adversary's, his sole purpose is to keep us from turning the doorknob of success and walking through and experiencing that freedom, that breakthrough. Listen, let me tell you something. Let me give you a secret. Do you guys want a secret? Let me know. Do you want a secret? Say yes, Michelle. I want to know the secret. Just you can say yes, put a 2 in the chat, put a heart in the chat, put a thumbs up in the chat, put something in the chat. Let me know. Do you want the secret? I'm going to tell you the secret. You ready? Are you listening? You got your pen and papers ready? Okay. The secret is, I see music. Yes. The secret is, whenever it seems like everything is going wrong. I'm talking about Murphy's Law on steroids. Whenever it seems like everything is going wrong, understand that is the adversary. Just imagine, personify, imagine someone in the corner seeing you about to put your hand on the doorknob, and they start banging pots and pans and making all kinds of noise and trying to distract you from putting your hands on the knob, turning it, opening it, and walking through. They try to stand in front of you. No, ooh, what you see? It's an illusion. It's not real. Don't go through the door. It's not really even a door. There's not even a handle. And it's trying to deter you from that. That's called your car breaking down, getting a flat tire, a bill, unexpected bill, or having to go into the hospital, having to have emergency surgery, having a death in the family, all these kinds of things. You name it. Getting sick, getting COVID, getting the flu, getting whatever. Breaking up, having somebody break up with you, having somebody lie to you, cheat on you, somebody, what do you call it, lied on, cheated, all those sorts of things happening around you. That is the adversary's trick to keep us from manifesting our dreams. So whenever that starts to happen, now see, when it happens in breadcrumbs, when it happens in droplets, sometimes it's hard to see the smoke and mirrors. But when it starts all crashing and falling down around us, y'all, that's a clue. That's not a breakdown. It's about to be a breakthrough. If you just hold on and keep going. So the next time, and there will be a next time, the next time in your life, when it seems like everything is falling apart, just falling down around you, understand it's really things falling into place if you keep going. The only time we fail is when we stop. All right, y'all, we're at our 31 mark. We're past 30 minutes. So, all right, y'all. So where are we headed next? So I want to let you guys know where we're heading next is we are going to have our win in 10 minutes, right? Win in 10 minutes, fundamental moments. So yes, I'm not going to leave you high and dry. I'm still going to meet up with you all. We're going to do a shorter period and we're going to put the fun back in fundament. Are y'all ready for some fun? Because that was just some heavy talk there, y'all. That was some heavy talk. So we had our graded 8 mindset matters. So that way we can set us up. You know, I just said to somebody recently, I said, you know, a setback is only a setup for a comeback. I'm sure y'all heard that. Mr. Les Brown, I got to give him his props for that. And I don't know if he heard it from somebody else, but that's who I heard it from first. So yes, a setback is only a setup for a comeback. So whenever we have things that's falling down around us, things that's happening around us, guess what? That is not a setback. It is really a setup for a comeback. So that means we're on the come up. So I did a setup. I set us up. So that way we can know how our minds work. So that way we can analyze the data when it comes in and we can say, okay, this is a negative automatic thought. Okay, we can infuse some affirmations in there so we can feel better and we can put some movement in there. So I gave us all those strategies to help set us up. So that way we can now get to the fun in fundamentals. So that means that there are some things, yes, there's some things that we feel like we have to do. Hey, what's going on? Joanna's in the house, calling in, typing in, Skyping in, being in from the Virgin Islands. Please send us some of that weather here in Michigan, please. So she's coming in from the Virgin Islands. Hey, what's going on? My sister from the Virgin Islands, Joanna's in the house. So yes, you all, set us up. There's some things that we say that we have to do. I'm going to change that, tweak that in a minute. So yes, we may feel like we have to get up in the morning, we have to go to work, or we have to open up our business for our employees to come in, or a virtual office or whatever to see our clients, whatever the case may be. We may feel like we have to do these things. Oh, we have to get the kids ready. We have to take the kids to school. We have to eat something. We have to eat healthy. We have to exercise. We have to right? We have to. Let's change that instead of have to get to. We get to get up in the morning. Because guess what? Somebody didn't wake up this morning. We get to drive our kids to school. Because some people want kids and don't have kids. Some people need a car and don't have a car. Or want a car and don't have a car, don't have transportation. We get to go to a job. I know some people call it just over broke. But guess what? That just over broke might help pay some of those bills. Some people don't have a just over broke. And so we get to open up our business for our clients. Some people don't have a business. Do I need to go on? We get to breathe without having an oxygen mask on. Because guess what? Some people need an oxygen mask. So we get to do these things. So these are the shifts, y'all. These are the shifts that we're going to be making, these win in 10-minute moments that we're going to have at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm not going to leave you hanging. Now, I've been toying with this. So I like the 8 p.m. spot, but I would like to put a poll out to you all. If you need this during the lunch break, like noon to 1 or 1 to 2, whatever that lunch break may be, because some of us don't have a set lunch break. Let me know. Or you want it early in the morning to get you going, get the juices going. Like, oh, Michelle, I need some fundamentals. I need to win in 10 minutes before I hit the door, before I hit the ground running. Let me know. I am open. Oh, hey, what's going on, Kimberly in the house? Amen. Happy and grateful. That's what I'm talking about. Being grateful. Grateful. No, I'm not going to sing, y'all. We're already over our 30-minute mark, and I do not want to torture any one of you all. So, but yes, so we will have our win in 10, right? Win in 10, putting the fun back in fundamentals. We're going to have that every single day. So I'm open to times, but for now, we're going to do 8 p.m. We might do multiple times a day. I don't know. But we'll definitely do it starting out now at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So all you have to do is hit me up either on any social media. You can DM me and let me know what times work good for you. And the majority wins, right? Or you can hit me up at info@MicheleDClark.com. That's MicheleDClark, 1 L Michelle, because you don't need two and one does the same, right? So 1 L Michelle, you can hit me up there and you can shoot me a message there and let me know. Oh, look at Fuchina made it in the house. That's okay. Listen, better late than never. She's coming in from Duluth. You know what? I shouted you out earlier, Fuchina. So I referenced something that you said. So make sure you hashtag replay, which is for real, right? So, all righty. Cool beans, you all. So I just want to go back up real quick because I want to make sure that everybody knows that this Saturday, professional women, that we are having our Lift Nation Freedom at 1 this Saturday, the 11th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And all you have to do, so first of all, what is Lift Nation Freedom at 1? So for those of you all who didn't catch the middle part, I talked about how we will do a mini mindset training, very, very, very mini, right? And then we're going to talk about how Lift Nation is going to go to work for you. Lift Nation is going to go to work for you, the professional woman, both personally and professionally. And then we're going to have a networking opportunities where we're going to get to break bread and collaborate. Because guess what? You're either networking or not working. And I love networking with other positive professional women who are doing a dang thing. So you'll get a chance to have that in the Zoom room. So we'll actually get a chance to collaborate. So yes, we will meet in the Zoom room this Saturday. And all you have to do is register at bit.ly. That's bit.ly/Lift Nation Freedom at 1. It's absolutely FREE in order to be a part of the event. And guess what? You want to register to be there because you don't want to wonder what happened. You want to be a part of what happened. So that is my story. I'm sticking to it. So that, you all, is our Lift Nation Freedom at 1 this Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, all right, you all. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Tuesday Talks with Ms. Clark, LMSW, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you did not get a chance to catch the show at the beginning, please make sure to hashtag replay. It is for real. And if you are on YouTube, or even if you're not on YouTube, make sure you go over to YouTube and subscribe and click the little bell so that way you're in the know when we drop new content, like we're going to be doing with our Win in 10 minutes, putting up the fun back in fundamentals, so you'll know when those drop. Again, you all, I thank you so much for your presence and your commitment to watching each and every Tuesday. And of course, catching our Graded 8, Mindset Matters. Again, hashtag replay. That was every single day for 2 weeks as of yesterday. 2 weeks worth of content. So thank you all for tuning in. And if you do have any questions, all you have to do is hit me at info@MicheleDClark.com or on any major social media at MicheleDClark Lift or MicheleDClark on Facebook. All right, you all. I love you to life just because you are who you are. My name is MicheleDClark. I am the Mindset Management Coach for professional women with Lift Nation, where we empower you, the professional woman, to live inspired, free, and transform. Take care. God bless. And I will see you all for our Win in 10 fundamentals, right? Fundamental moments at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow evening. In the meantime, between time, take care. God bless.